Alright everyone, 2 papers down and 4 more to go. CA intern May 24. Congratulations and good job. This video is all about evaluating the just finished law paper. No, I'm just kidding. It's not time to evaluate any paper. That is a complete waste of time. This video is all about preparing for the next 1.5, no, 2.5, no, wait, 3.5 good days to prepare for your tax exam, which happens on the 9th of May. 9 is definitely my lucky number. I hope it's a great paper then. So this video I will evaluate how you prepare, when you prepare, what you prepare, and I will also end this video with the top 5 predictions for DT and the top 5 predictions for GST. So here we begin. When you come back from the law paper, relax yourself and start with GST preparation. Why GST? Because it's smaller, it's more crisp, and it has lesser portion to finish. So top 3 things to revising, or top 3 steps to revise GST. First, watch revision videos. My revision videos are very crisp and they summarize the entire chapter in a very nice manner with all the shortcuts, all the stories. Second, stop the video and go through our handwritten notes. If you don't have my handwritten notes, there's a quick book link in this video. You can use the quick book link. And third, once you finish the chapter, start doing the sums. Don't pick up the ICI material, pick up our book to do the sums. If you're not my student, pick up any book that you've been using to do the sums. At the end of it, test yourself, take one sum, and just like you would write in the exam, spend that 10-15 minutes to write. Example, let's take a chapter like time of supply. Watch the video, you'll understand the shortcuts. Read the handwritten notes, you'll know all the details. And then stop and do all the sums, practice one sum and writing so you're confident, and you move to the next chapter. This is GST preparation technique. Now, how do you prepare is done. When do you do this and how, which chapters do you do it? Today, guys, finish a couple of chapters. We have the first chapter, which is introduction to GST, nothing important there. The second chapter, value of supply, very, very important. Practical sum, do that really well today. Next, pick up supply. While you're doing this, use my exemptions video to do one exemption after every chapter. So you finish one chapter, you do one exemption, that will help you do exemptions also parallel. So today, introduction to GST, value of supply, supply chapter, charge of GST, and time of supply. In these chapters, what is important, I'll tell you chapter wise. First, introduction to GST. In that, there's nothing more important. Just go through the video and go through your notes, move ahead. Second, value of supply, do it well. It's a practical sum and it will be there in the exam. Third, supply. Supply, you should know what is the supply without consideration. That part you should know really well. And also what is composite supply, what is mixed supply, that part you should know really well. Next, charge of GST and RCM. Now the list of RCM is really comprehensive. You should know it well, especially the residential premise GST you should know really well. Next, composition scheme is very important. It comes in the exam very often. You should know the definition of aggregate turnover, and you should know one PAN, one turnover, one scheme, that shortcuts. All of that are in the revision videos as well. Next, after that, you move on to the chapter called registration, and that's all that you need to do for today. Finish your registration, close your book, sleep well, wake up tomorrow morning afresh to do next chapter, which is time of supply. Once you finish time of supply, move on to ITC chapter, because you know ITC chapter is something that your paper begins with, so very important. Along with that, do payment. In ITC chapter, you should very well know block credits. I have a lot of shortcuts for the sections also of block credit, and you should know how to pay your GST liability. Be careful about RCM supplies, be careful, and there are some really nice shortcuts like PC, whenever you purchase you get credit, and SL, whenever you supply you have liability. All that and more in the revision videos. Once you finish that, move over to returns chapter, move over to invoice chapter, and once we're done with all of that, tomorrow after lunch, take up the new chapters: TDS, TCS, place of supply, accounts, records, and e-way bill. TDS, TCS will be definitely in the exam because it's a new chapter. It's a very small chapter. I have a video of the entire chapter which will be there on my YouTube tomorrow. Watch it from there in case you want to prepare from scratch. Place of supply, if that is something that you don't understand well, there's another video in detail of that entire thing. You can watch it on 2x mode and you can revise that entire chapter with me with shortcuts. And last, accounts, records, and e-way bills. It's a very simple chapter. Don't get scared, but do these 3 chapters right in the end. And as I said, do practice one sum from every chapter like you would do it in the exam. This is your GST preparation. Now my top 5 picks, which will definitely be there in the GST exam. Let's see what it is. Guys, TDS, TCS, that sum will be coming up, and that will be coming up for at least 5 marks. So 4 to 5 marks. Place of supply, again 4 to 5 marks, so that is 10 marks secured. Why am I so confident? Because GST now is 50 marks, earlier it was 40, so the additional 10 marks is for these chapters. So my prediction, TDS, TCS chapter 5 marks. Second prediction, place of supply 5 marks. ITC chapter 5 marks, that is 15. Between value and supply and time of supply, one other question will be there, that is 20 marks, and invoice chapter 5 marks, especially e-invoice. So these are the 5 predictions that will get you 25 marks. Remember guys, the theoretical and practical chapters are only for 35 marks, and out of that 25 is something that you know of. Some things that you should be careful about: time of supply, don't skip, do the entire chapter. TDS, TCS, do the entire chapter. Place of supply, there are shortcuts. Exemption, again, sorry, my bad, I missed that. It's the 6th chapter which will be there in the exam, so that totals up to 30 marks of prediction. I'm repeating the prediction so that you know you need to do this chapter as well. TDS, TCS, place of supply, exemptions, time supply, value of supply, ITC chapter, and invoice chapter. These are 3 chapters, 6 chapters, 5 marks each, so 30 marks prediction in the exam. We'll watch this video after the exam to tell you how much of this prediction has come out to be true. In the invoice chapter, look at e-invoice very carefully. B2B and B2C supply, do very carefully. E-way bills, do very carefully. In the returns chapter, QRMB scheme is something that you should know very well. ITC chapter, you know, and exemptions, do one at a time so that you finish GST really well.